Happy Monday. Glad you made it through school today. Hope you guys had some time playing outside this afternoon. We are going to be reviewing division this week, and we're going to start with doing multi-digit by single digit. This is a review. You should fairly do well with it quickly. And so we're just going to kind of go over the notes right now, go over a practice problem, and then you're going to have some example problems to do on the back. So make sure you have your notes in front of you. I took them all for you, but you still have to have them in front of you. If you look at the first step, it says to write the problem in the house. You're going to have to pause the tape and write the problem on your paper because I didn't do that for you. But before you pause it, you'll notice that the second step is to create a top-bottom chart for the divisor. I've done that already. You need to do that right now. So take a minute, pause the tape, and you should be able to see mine or pause the video and you'll be fine. All right, go do that. Come on. Hurry up. All right, I hope it's done. Now we're going to actually do some division. Fairly easy. Remember, this is the side that goes on top. This is the side that goes in the bottom. I do realize that there are some of you that do not need the top-bottom chart anymore, but just humor me. Do it during this lesson, and then tomorrow in class when you're doing your homework, you won't have to do it. How does that sound? So now we're going to use our top-bottom chart, and we're going to figure out what number our divisor can go into. Dividend, divisor, quotient. Don't forget that. So if I look, I think to myself, can 6 go into 7? Well, of course it can. 7's bigger than 6. I'm going to underline that 7. Now I'm going to kind of put some place value lines up here so I can line up my answer, because where you make most of your mistakes in division is being sloppy, which you know I do not like sloppy math. So 6 goes into 7. If I look at my top-bottom chart, my closest number to 7 without going over is 6. I put a 1 on the top, a 6 on the bottom. Then I'm going to do my subtraction problem. And whenever you subtract, you have to bring down. Now, I'm going to cross out to bring down because as the numbers get longer, you forget to use all the numbers, and then you get a wrong answer, and it gets frustrating. So I'm going to cross out that 2 and bring it down. And now, I know my multiples, so I know that 6 goes into 12 twice. If I need to look at my top-bottom chart, I can see that 12 is the closest number to 12 without going over. I put a 2 on top. Notice I'm lining up those place values. And a 12 on the bottom, subtract, and I get a nice round 0. But I'm not done yet. I've got to bring this 8 down, so I'm going to cross out that 8, just as a mental reminder that I've used it. Bring it down, and think to myself, 6 goes into 8 one time. Once again, I don't really need my top-bottom chart. You might, though, and it's okay to use it. That's why we make it. The closest number to 8 without going over is 6. I put a 1 on top, a 6 on the bottom. Subtract, and I get a 2. All right. Then, last but not least, I bring down. Whenever you bring down, you have to do all your steps again. I think 6 into 23. If I look at my top-bottom chart, the closest number to 23 without going over is 18. Put an 18 on the bottom. I put a 3 on top, filling up my last place value, which is a good sign. That means I'm done. Subtract 18, or 23 minus 18 is 5. I have nothing else to bring down. I've crossed everything out, so it's a remainder of 5. Now, the last step is to multiply to check. So let's do that. We have to multiply our quotient by our divisor, add our remainder, and hopefully we'll get our dividend. If not, we've done something wrong. So I'm going to just write over here 1,213. Can you all hear Charmin barking? She must see a squirrel. Times 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now that's not the right answer, but I haven't added in my remainder yet, so I'm going to add that. 8 plus 5 is 13. Carry my 1. 7 and 1 is 8. 2 and nothing is 2. 7 and nothing is 7. 7,283, 7,283. It's a check. I love it when it checks. All right, now you need to flip your paper over. If you'll notice on the back, you've got 4 problems. You've got 783 divided by 9, 4,682 divided by 3, 5,932 divided by 7, and 92,478 divided by 6. I want you to pause the tape. I want you to work those 4 problems. Notice that I already have given you the beginnings of your top-bottom chart. Tonight, Cole, Line Gang, I know you're thinking I don't need this, but I want you to use it tonight and then tomorrow I promise you won't have to in class if I think you can do it without it. All right, pause. All right. Now, hopefully you multiplied to check, so you already know that all your answers are right. But let's go over them really quickly. If you look in the first problem, 783 divided by 9, 9 does not go into 7. It does go into 78. If you want, I could have done my place value lines to keep track. 9 goes into 78 8 times, so I put that 8 above the 8. That's 72. Subtract and get a 6. Bring down my 3. 9 goes into 63 7 times. 7 times 9 is 63. Remainder is 0. If I multiply, 87 times 9 is 783, so I know that was correct. Now, if you look at this one, it looks a little different because I taught you guys short division, and you still can use that. I like to use it. It saves me room. Some of you, this confuses you, so do it the long way. If this is the way it works for you, you can do it this way. If you look, 3 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, you get a 1. I brought the 1 up. 3 goes into 16 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. 16 minus 15 is 1. I brought the 1 up. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. I get a 0. I brought the 0 up. Here's where a lot of you make a mistake. You automatically then just put a remainder of 2. But if I bring a number up, or if you're doing the longer version, I bring it down, I still have to divide into it, even though it doesn't fit. So if I look at my top-bottom chart, I see that the closest number to 2 without going over is 0. So 3 goes into 2 0 times. 0 times 3 is 0. My remainder is 2. You've got to make sure that you've got a number over each place value. Otherwise, it's not correct. If I multiply 1,560 by 3 and add 2, I do get 4,682. All right, 2 more to go. You're doing great. With this, I had 5,932 divided by 7. 7 did not go into 5, but 7 did go into 59. And it went in 8 times. So I notice I put the 8 right above the 9. See how nice and neat that looks? 8 times 7 is 56. Subtract to get a 3. I crossed out and I brought down. 7 goes into 33 4 times. 4 times 7 is 28. 33 minus 28 is 5. Then I crossed out and brought down my 2. See how their numbers are all lined up so neatly over the place value? 7 goes into 52 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. And then 52 minus 49 is 3. So I had a remainder of 3. All right, then if I take my quotient, 847, multiply it by 7, and add 3, I do indeed get 5,932. I hope you got that one. All right, last one. I worked this one short division again, just because I thought I'd run out of room on the paper. If short division is not comfortable to you, do it long. 6 goes into 9 one time. 1 times 6 is 6. You subtract, you get a 3. I brought the 3 up for 32. 6 goes into 32 5 times. Notice that 5 is right above that 2. That's so important. 5 times 6 is 30. 32 minus 30 is 2. I brought that 2 up. 6 goes into 24 4 times. See how nice and neat that's lined up? 6 times 4 is 24. I got a 0. I brought that 0 up. 6 goes into 7 one time. 6 times 1 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. I brought that up to make an 18. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18, and I have a remainder of 0. Then, if I multiply 15,413 by 6, I do indeed get 92,478. All right, you're done. Good for you. I'll see you in class tomorrow. We'll have some fun with this. Bye.